She asked the billionaire at the cafe, "Can I lick the plate after you're done?" The question hung in the air like a sudden gust of wind, making the quiet hum of the cafe feel almost louder. The man looked up from his cappuccino, eyebrows raised, clearly caught off guard. A few nearby patrons glanced over, some smirking, some frowning, but most pretending they hadn't heard. She smiled innocently, twirling her spoon between her fingers, as if it were the most natural thing in the world to ask. He studied her for a long moment, trying to gauge whether she was serious or simply testing him. She had that kind of audacious confidence that people either admired or found irritating, and right now, he wasn't sure which it was. "Excuse me?" he finally said, his tone carefully measured. "I'm serious," she replied, tilting her head, her eyes glinting with mischief. "I've always wondered what it would taste like after someone really rich has eaten." A small, incredulous laugh escaped him. Billionaires weren't used to this kind of directness or absurdity. He could have brushed her off, called security, or moved to another cafe. But something about her made him pause. Maybe it was her fearless way of speaking, or maybe it was just the sheer unpredictability of her request. "And why would you want to do that?" he asked, more curious than annoyed now. "Curiosity," she said simply, as though that explained everything. "Life is short, and I like to see what others don't. Besides," she added, "it's not like anyone else would let me." Her honesty was disarming, her smile contagious. The air between them seemed to shift slightly. The usual barriers of wealth and status felt less imposing, replaced by shared amusement over the sheer absurdity of the moment. After a moment of hesitation, he chuckled and set his fork down. "All right," he said, surprising even himself. "You can have the plate," she gasped, pretending to be shocked, and then leaned in eagerly, licking it clean with dramatic flair. The cafe erupted in muffled laughter, some patrons taking out their phones, some shaking their heads in disbelief. But she didn't care. She was living a small, ridiculous adventure, and for her, that mattered more than social norms. When she finally sat back, the billionaire shook his head, smiling genuinely. "You're something else," he said, more amused than offended. "Not many people would ask that." She shrugged, sipping her coffee with a playful glint in her eye. "I like to find out where boundaries end, and sometimes where laughter begins." For the rest of the afternoon, they shared stories, jokes, and unexpected camaraderie, two strangers brought together by one absurdly bold question. By the time she left, the cafe seemed a little brighter, the world a little stranger, and both of them a little lighter. Who knew that a simple, outrageous question could turn an ordinary afternoon into something unforgettable?